Well, stories of heroism and determination coming out of northern Michigan.
That's right. Cleanup continues tonight after that devastating flash flooding, and victims say the support on the good news side has been overwhelming. Our Darren Cunningham is live in Houghton County to explain tonight. Darren, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you just barely. It's pretty noisy, but this is exactly what residents around here want to hear. The sound of construction. Take a look. They're rebuilding this road, which actually leads to Kevin Lacosse's home. He lost his home due to flood damage, but he didn't lose perspective. The 61-year-old longtime resident actually counts himself as one of the fortunate ones.
This damage up here is pretty substantial.
Nick Minaguzzo wears a couple of hats. The grocery store owner is also Lake Linden's assistant fire chief, one of the first to respond during Sunday's historic flash flooding.
It just took everything in its path.
About 7 inches of rain, according to the National Weather Service, causing this road behind his store to wash out, turning it into a river that day.
We were coming down, checking the houses, hollering out for people, and they hollered out from the upstairs window here.
The man living on the other side of this canyon, the man Minaguzzo rescued, Kevin Lacosse and his family, who were trapped upstairs.
That's okay, little girl. Your grandpa's here. Grandpa's right here.
Lacoste says he'd been making significant improvements, major upgrades on a place he's called home for nearly 20 years. But then came the storm.
And then I looked up. It was a lake, and it was coming right at me. Yeah. It wasn't sitting still, it was rolling, you know.
Caught in the path of catastrophe, Lacoste says he, his wife, and 2 of his sons gathered what they could. Items with sentimental value, and hurried upstairs, yelling outside for help.
My wife, she just so broke up after all we did here, you know, and you know, Ma, we're all safe. So I feel pretty darn lucky that all this stuff can be replaced, you know.
And Lacoste says bonds within this small community are now stronger than ever.
The phone was ringing and people were calling, and everybody you bump into them, anything I can do to help. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Awesome.
Unbelievable how this community came together after something like this, you know.
We're hearing a lot of that.
And you think, you know, when you live here, it's a small town, everybody knows everybody, and there's divides here and there. All those divides closed yesterday. None of that even existed. Everybody just came to the rescue.
And as we're standing here, this gentleman shows up with 4 pizzas to actually deliver to the Lacoste family. Literally while we're standing here, he was worried about getting into our shot. I said, hey, don't worry about it. We want to see what you're doing here, a good deed out here. Now, the American Red Cross is actually helping. They've got shelters open. Lacoste says he's actually got another property close by, one that he bought for his mother years ago, so he will have a home to move to. Now, I actually want to give you a little more perspective, bigger picture as we've reported, excuse me. State representative who represents this district, Scott Dianda, as we've reported, has said it'll cost about $120 million, he believes, to repair these roads, fix and help to make people like Mr. Lacoste whole. This is one of 88 roads, he says, that needs to be fixed. So still a lot of work to be done here, but they're out here making progress, and we're out here. We're fortunate being able to talk to these folks who have remained resilient. So actually I was going to sign off, but sir, we're live with Fox 17 out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. You just brought some pizzas for Mr. Lacoste. Tell me about doing that, if you don't mind.
Well, it was hard to get here. I actually had to call to find out how to get over here because all these roads are all closed off. Yeah. And then, well, as you can see, there's a huge cavern, but we figured it out.
You figured it out?
Well, they're getting it done, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
appreciate you stopping to talk to me on live TV.
All right.
Just right here.
Have a good one, you guys.
All right, you too. People, see you. People helping people. Live in Houghton County, Upper Peninsula. Darren Cunningham, Fox 17 News.
Wow, great work,
awesome,
Darren. And that's so nice to see. And like he said, it was difficult to get down there. You saw him kind of having to get down in something like a ravine.
He was kind of tiptoeing around some obstacles.
It's
and
probably
probably still
tricky
very, very wet and very, very treacherous out there for these conditions too. So tough. Yeah,
like
tough.
you said, 88 roads still closed.
Right.
I think that's what he said.
Pretty crazy.
Something else. So, well, good to see everybody's helping everybody out there.
Absolutely.